I'm just reflecting today, and it's, it's been a fast day for me, and spending time with the Lord. And I was passing someone's home, and they had it decorated like for the holidays, and it was like baby Jesus in the manger with like the sheep and the three kings when they were like giving gifts and all of that. And then it kind of like took me to Luke 2, when he was like at the age of 12, and they he came up missing, and his mom and Joseph were looking for him for like 3 days, and they couldn't find him anywhere. When they finally found him, he was like a whole little man just sitting there at the temple, learning, absorbing, answering questions, asking questions, and but at this point, obviously Mother Mary knew that she was chosen to give birth to the next Messiah. But I think, like, it didn't say in the Bible that she was like a prophet or an apostle, and I think that maybe the human side of her, maybe she didn't always understand exactly what that meant. But it was times like this where she's like seeing the attributes of God in the flesh in this little boy that she birthed. And I can't imagine what that must have felt like for her, because I don't think, it's like, I don't want to speak for Mother Mary, but like, I don't think she quite understood the magnitude of what that really was. And obviously nobody knew what was going to happen at the age of 33, and all the miracle signs and wonders that he was going to be performing. And like, so many times where I'm sure she saw glimpses of, like, obviously when he got older and he turned the water into wine at the wedding, and just like all these things. I just can't imagine what was going through her mind. And it was like there were so many times in the Bible where, obviously she could have been raised, he could have been raised and entrusted to like be birthed to like an apostle or a prophet. Not saying that Jesus didn't learn from people, but his main being around people and whatever, but his main source was that direct one-on-one with God, because Jesus was the in the flesh God, and then when he died, he gave us the Holy Spirit. But it was like so many times where it was just him and God. And I feel like this is God's way of telling me, it's me and you, kiddo. It's him and you. Sit with the Lord, reflect with God. Yes, sometimes we can learn from other prophets and apostles. We can learn from anybody. We can get a word from a goat, you know what I'm saying? A sheep, whatever. God can use anything to teach. But with that being said, he's calling us to draw closer to him in this hour. And I'm sorry if it's all over the place, but today has been a very holy day for me, and so I am buzzing. Love you.